So for a moment, Bitcoin bulls thought, okay, we're going to have a massive comeback. The bear market is officially over because this cycle is different. So that's at least the narrative they're throwing around. But honestly, I see the point. Like I see where they're coming from. ETF inflows were very strong. Sentiment improved quite a lot. I mean, talking about 2 weeks ago, regulation looks better. Then suddenly, today, Bitcoin dropped to below $77,000, so $76,000. So what changed? Let's actually break down the reasons. So the first one is actually, we cover a little bit in the beginning of the show. We talk about the inflation data. So the latest US inflation data shocked the whole market. So CPI came in at 3.8%. If we take a look at producer inflation, is even worse. It's sitting at 6%. That matters because markets were hoping for rate cuts. Right now, that hope is basically gone. Some traders are even discussing the possibility of higher rates instead. And when rates stay high, risk asset would often suffer, and especially Bitcoin. So we know what's happening with the Fed. We know Kevin Warsh is coming in, and markets hate uncertainty. Like, yes, Kevin Warsh has said positive things about Bitcoin before, but that doesn't matter in the short run because right now, traders are asking this question. Is Kevin Warsh hawkish? Will rates stay higher forever for maybe for a longer period of time? Will the Fed stay this aggressive? That uncertainty creates fear. And markets don't like fear. When they see fear, they start selling. And this is one of the reasons, if we go back to the Bitcoin chart, why Bitcoin dropped to $76,000, somewhere around that. And this one, the second reason that I want to cover is actually ETF, and this one matters quite a lot because Bitcoin's rebound was held by strong ETF inflows. Again, this is really reflected on the chart right here. We had this really nice pump, really nice rally. So on basically late March, we were as low as $65,000. So that was if we take a bottom to its high, that was quite a lot. So 27% in a matter of like a little bit over a month. So that is really strong performance by Bitcoin. But like this flow is, of course, it ties back to the ETF inflow. But right now, we take a look at the this week, especially, of course, right now the sentiment has weakened quite a lot. Some big institution money, they started pulling back. When ETF flows reverse, Bitcoin feels it immediately because ETFs became one of the biggest demand engines. And when it comes to ETFs, usually the majority, the major power, major force is driven by big guys, by whales, by institutions. Because like, as I mentioned, going back to the Abu Dhabi case, like stake like this, they don't just go to Coinbase, create an account and purchase some Bitcoin because there is a lot of custodian risk. So that means like holding through ETF exposure is going to be a lot easier for institutions. So that's why when we do analysis like this, we also take a look at the ETF because it reflects what institutions are doing. So that is second reason. And then honestly, the third reason, we have to go to MicroStrategy, and of course, the biggest Bitcoin treasury company in the world being MicroStrategy. And of course, the company is doing fantastic things for Bitcoin. He has very consistent source of demand, kind of like a market backstop. But recent buying has slowed down quite a lot. So like this orange line represent the Bitcoin holding. Like this one is a special case. So we just had like this purchase on 18th of May. So that was a relatively bigger one. But like in general speaking, it slowed down quite a lot. And of course, they're still buying, but much less aggressive compared to before. And markets, of course, notice this. When your most aggressive buyer slows down, confidence gets shaken. And Another reason I could add on to that is, of course, the whole macro pressure. Like nobody can just ignore the macro pressure. The Strait of Hormuz remains a major concern. Oil prices are elevated. Geopolitical tension is high. High oil feeds into inflation, which brings us right back to the Fed problem. So it becomes a very nasty cycle. We have geopolitical tension, we have higher oil, we have higher inflation, and then higher rates, and of course, that eventually equivalent to more pressure on Bitcoin. So the biggest date everyone is eyeing right now is, of course, Kevin Warsh first Fed meeting in June. Markets will watch every single word coming out of his mouth, and also like more inflation data we have to watch, bond yields, ETF flows, and whether institutional demand stabilize. Those are the real drivers right now. So my take is that, okay, Bitcoin didn't fall because one disaster happened. It fell because multiple pressure points hit at once. We have hot inflation, we have Fed uncertainty, we have weaker ETF demand, less MicroStrategy buying, Middle East risk, and that's what knocked the market lower. The question now is simple, like, is this just a healthy reset or the start of a bigger macro-driven correction? But historically speaking, Bitcoin is just doing exactly following its 4-year cycle. So I'm not very surprised by that. Like though this pump, we if we assume all the way out, like we kind of bottom, like we don't know if it's going to be the cycle bottom, but at least for sure it was a local bottom that was back in 8th of February. So we are trading at 60K, and then we are right now using the 200-day moving average as resistance, but that was still a really generous pump. So 36% pump in a matter of 3 months. Of course, that is very generous. And of course, if you're a trader trading this trend, you're going to love that. As trader, you should always trade with the trend. So trend is your friend. Don't trade against your friend. So that is the general thesis that I believe in. But right now, we are using the blue line as resistance. It does show strong resistance again. So like as I mentioned, we didn't manage to actually close above the blue line for 2 or 3 consecutive daily candles. Like we had one, so that was 10th of May, but and then the second one straightly got rejected and closed below that. So that is one weakness that I saw. Another weakness is that we are trading now below the purple region that I drew. So I drew this like months ago, which is around $77.5 thousand, and then to $80,000. Of course, this is again some strong region that I'm watching, and the fact that we are right now we close below this region and using this 200-day 50-day as support again, of course, is another weakness. And if we take a look at the daily RSI, it lost the support on the daily RSI, which is the again like this rising support trend that we happen to lose. That was on 12th of May. That was like 1 week, almost 1 week already. So yeah, looks like this rally is like losing its steam, and we are entering another phase of the bear market. But that's okay because I'm here in the long run, and that's why we're still doing daily shows on Roxom TV. So that's it for Bitcoin. But